Pete, to begin, could you please tell our viewers how Easy Burgers first came to be and how long you've been a staple of the community here?
I built it in '92, and what it was an old service station called the Flying J, and this was the office and the bathrooms. The building was, and so I converted it, redid it all, and converted it into Easy's.
All right, so now we're going to dive into why we're here today.
Okay.
Please tell us about when and how the city contacted you to let you know that they were interested in acquiring a portion of your property here.
This gal you talked to, Nicole, she invited me to come up and talk to him about a walking path behind Easy's, and lights, I guess, and blacktop. So I went to the city the day of the meeting, and there wasn't anything about that, and nobody mentioned anything about the walking path. It was destroying Easy's. That's the way I look at the meeting, and it was almost surreal. I couldn't believe that these people were saying that, taking a successful business and totally dismantling it.
So, City Engineer Nicole Brockwell confirmed to me that the city plans to acquire a front portion of your property to expand the avenue and widen it, as well as add a U-turn for the North Wenatchee Avenue Corridor Improvements Project. And that project has an estimated construction date of spring of 2027.
Right.
Do you think that the acquisition of the front portion of your property would hinder or affect your business in specific ways?
Well, the only access I would have, ingress and egress, is this one driveway. That's it. Everything else would be taken out. And I would lose my reader board. I'd lose my dumpster, lose all my parking. So you tell me how I'd stay open.
Well, the city also confirmed plans to acquire the back portion of your property to install a walking path as part of a separate project titled the North Wenatchee Avenue Shared Use Trail Project. And that project's estimated construction date is spring of 2026. So tell us about how you'd be affected losing the back portion of your property.
I don't want people walking back there when I've got my buildings out there with supplies in it. So they already have a sidewalk out here. That's not hardly ever used, and I'm just wondering what's the point? It doesn't make any sense. It just seems like just another piece of destroying my property.
So it sounds like what you're saying is that if these acquisitions go through, the property is rendered inoperable for your business.
Right.
So when I spoke to Nicole with the city, and I asked, if the city was to acquire these portions successfully, if your business was rendered inoperable, what would be the procedure next? I was informed that they would have to look at, total property acquisition. However, she said the city strongly believes that your business will be able to continue after these acquired sections go through.
They're all geniuses, aren't they?
So you disagree that
Oh,
there's any way you could make
I've
things
been in the
work?
restaurant business over 50 years of my life, so I understand how it all works. And these guys trying to tell me they think it won't hurt me? How ridiculous. How stupid.
Pete, if the property was fully acquired, if it came to that situation, or if it was completely rendered inoperable in your opinion as the business owner,
it is.
What would your next step be? Would you relocate and start again, or would you?
At my age, this is my legacy. This is what I've worked for 30-some years. Let's say 35 years of my life is this. And they're going to totally destroy it without any thought or care on what I've got.
So you would not relocate or rebuild
No.
elsewhere?
I'm done.
Well, Pete, you reached out to me
Right.
because you were approached by the city. So tell me why you wanted to spread the word about this. What can customers do to help in your situation?
I've got some of the best customer base, I think, of any business in this town, and loyal, and I just think that we need to get them involved, and I'm hoping this will help. But writing to the mayor especially, I don't know else how to do this. I really don't.